Oh yeah. Shout out to my boy QT Dub for the track. QT Dub all the way from Atlanta. Hey, what city are you in? Or what state?
Say that again. Hold on. Wait.
What state are you in?
Oh, in California. I'm in California.
Awesome, guys. We are all the way from California, Colorado. Huge collaboration. Let me get out of my vehicle. Let me get out of the Uber driver right now. I'm out right now. It's fresh right now. We got a fire episode right now. Oh my goodness. Call all your friends and family. Okay. I am so excited for this. April 21st. Let's go. Much love. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. Woo! Welcome, best friends. Welcome, listeners all around the world right now, tuning in right now. Shout out to all the millions and millions of best friends listening right now, guys. Thank you so much. I am your host, Latino Heat, Rico Suave. Yeah, I just got the hair did. I got
lovely. I love it. Love it.
Lani, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just got it done yesterday. The stylist came all the way to my house. She pulled up. She was here before I was. And we got it cracking.
Nice.
Man, I love it so much. Oh, her name's Linda. Shout out to my homegirl, Linda. Man, that was awesome. She's like, I'll come to your place. I was like, all right, dope. Guys.
Yay. Awesome. Is this the first time you've had that color?
With her. With her.
I love the color. That's just such a dope color. Yeah, good for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I always try to do it this color but it's hard to find people that color, and so she came through. Yep. Much
awesome
love.
Yay.
Thank you so much, guys. We're here for another exciting, impactful show. So buckle up. It's April 21st, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. Let's bring our host in. I know we had an amazing intro right there. Guys, our guest comes all the way from California with the palm trees and the sun out and the beaches. Let's get it going here. She is doing dynamic healing, okay? She is a host. She influences lots of people right now, guys. I want to bring you the one and only Lani Reagan.
Aw, thank you, Ariel, for having me. Thank you so much. I am coming to you from California. It is bright and sunny. I do not live near palm trees, although I am in a beautiful sunny place. I am a little bit of a drive from the beach, so it's about a half-hour drive from the beach, but only an hour and a half from Santa Barbara. So, so it's a beautiful place for sure.
That sounds great. And you know what? 30 minutes is not that far.
It is not that far, yes. And the weather is beautiful. The sunshine is really healing to the body and healing to the soul. So I'm really blessed to be here in California.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to hear what you do out there in California, like on your hobbies and everything. I got questions from people all around the world wanting me to ask you for this specific episode. People have been wanting this episode. So
okay.
Before we get into Lani and her passions and her purpose here on earth, before we get into all that, I got to do a quick shout out to my website, boom, because that's what helps the podcast. People always ask me how they can support me. I tell them arielent.com, guys. Much love, arielent.com. There, you can book me for my music. I'll come perform. I'll perform over the phone. It's no big deal. I'll leave voicemails. You can book me for photography. I'll come do weddings, drone videos, anything, guys. You can book me for the podcast. You can be worldwide like I am. You guys can book. And then once you fall in love with me, get the shop, arielent.com, buy the t-shirts. I'll throw a sticker and pen for free. Boom. Thank you guys so much. Another great way to support your boy is by going to my YouTube channel. I had it ready, but we do it live. There we go.
Nice.
Boom.
Nice.
Here's my YouTube channel, finally. There's my YouTube channel. 340 subscribers. We hit that today, guys. arielent.com, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. We are blowing up every day. We dropped the podcast a day ago. And we're at 22 views on that. Man.
Wow. Nice.
Wow, it's unbelievable. That's beautiful, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. It truly means the world to me. You guys have no idea. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast, arielent.com. Boom. Much love. If you guys love the show, drop the comments, drop the feedback. 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. All right. Oh yeah. Donation links are down below. Donation links are down below. Holla at your boy. I got the prayer here for the day. So here we go. The prayer of the day here. This is the 365 days of inspiration. So I'll do this first, and then we'll get to the prayer. So here we go. Here we go. Patience is power. Patience is not an absence of action. Rather, it is timing. It waits on the right time to act for the right principles and in the right way. Patience is power.
Beautiful.
You guys need to hear that again. Make sure you hit the rewind. Hit the rewind. I got the prayer right here. Here's the real prayer of the day. Here we go. I want to say
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I want to say thank you, God, our guardian dear, to whom God love commits us here ever this day and night. Be at our side to light and guard, to rule and guide. Thank you, God, for having Lani on the show. Thank you, God, for all the millions and millions of listeners tuning in right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, God, for our perfect health, for protection, for shelter, for shielding us, and for family, and that our dreams and wishes come true. Glory to God. Praise God. Amen. Glory to God. Amen. Boom.
Amen. So be it.
That's all I have. I love him. I love him. Thank you, God. Thank you for us being in the vein with you. So here we go. God is in the podcast right now. Let's bring our guest in back. Lani, thank you so much for being on the show. Tell us who you are. Man, I'm having an out-of-body experience again. Here we go. Lani, tell us who you are and where we can follow you, and tell us who you are. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So I am active on Instagram. So it's Lani_Reagan, Reagan on Instagram. And I'm an intuitive, which is kind of unusual. It's not the type of thing that most people just walk around saying that they're an intuitive. I actually do this for a living. I call myself an intuitive life coach, meaning I see auras and chakras, and I'm doing energetic readings to help people transcend some of the blocks or some of their negative patterns that keep them stuck in certain unwanted situations. So yeah, that's my specialty. I started out, my expertise was more in body work and healing. And then I transitioned to learning energy work and how to help people heal physically first, and then ended up studying in like all over the world, basically learning various different energetic healing techniques, and now have my own style of how I work with people. And and Instagram is a great social media platform for me. I'm mostly active there, and I do have a Facebook presence, but mostly I kind of interact with people on Instagram. And I have a website called dynamichealingtherapies.com. So anybody can find me there. And yeah, I think my initial offer for anybody who hasn't actually experienced energy work is I actually have an intuitive healing clinic where you can actually book a 20 to 30 minute free healing session. And there's a few other healers who actually practice healing with me. And so we volunteer. There's about 3 of us who do healings every second and fourth Sunday of the month. And I believe we are fully booked for this coming Sunday, although we might have one opening left, but you can always return to my page and sign up, and that way have a little bit of an experiment of what energy work feels like. Have you ever had any energy work, Ariel?
I have not.
Ooh, okay. So that's interesting. You probably have a lot of questions about it, huh?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, I'm all yours. Yeah. Let me know.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for being on the show. We got a lot to talk about here. And tell us the website one more time.
It's dynamichealingtherapies.com. www.dynamichealingtherapies.com. And you'll read about my journey. I'm sorry?
Can we get that through your link tree?
About Lani's work, I believe that first link at the top right there, where it
Word.
says about Lani's healing work is,
Yeah.
that is my website. Yeah. Restore balance, resolve pain, be at ease for physical and emotional healing.
Wow.
And, and we're all in need of that. Mostly we're in need of emotional healing, but people do book in the clinic for physical healing as well.
Beautiful. Physical energy healing, realign your energies, get on track. Go to dynamichealingtherapies.com, dynamichealingtherapies.com. Guys, don't make me spell it out, okay? Check out the website. You can go to workshop, my work, blog about testimonials, contact. It's legit, it's professional. Take a look. And while you're there, make sure you go back to the Instagram. Go back to the Instagram. That's Lani_Reagan. That is Lani_Reagan. That's LANI_REAGAN on the Instagram. Make sure you blow her up. Make sure you like, comment, share, save, follow. Like, comment, share, save, and follow. Check out her work. This is a follow podcast. This is a follow for follow podcast, guys. Okay, don't get it twisted. We do it big over here. We uplift each other. We encourage each other. So let's get it straight to it. Once you're there, hit her up. Hit the DMs if this resonates with you, which I know 5,000 people that are listening right now you're gonna get 5,000 new followers probably because it's gonna be big time. This is big time, guys.
Awesome.
That is legit. Go to hit the link tree. You already know, guys. There it is. Hit up all her links. Book an hour. Book 30 minutes. She said it's legit. And we got a lot of questions. We got guests hitting us up right now all around the world. The first question is coming from Mary Swanson.
Hi, Mary. Mary Swanson.
Swanson from Florida says, what is it that you like about energy healing?
Well, that's a good question. I like energy healing because it's crazy, almost instant. When I first started learning energy work, I ended up making my migraine headache go away in all of like 5 minutes. And I just was reading a step-by-step kind of how do you do it in some book somewhere. And I just thought, oh, well, let me just try this because I had a migraine headache for 3 days. If anybody's ever had a migraine, you know that it's like painful as crap. And so by day 3, I was really sort of desperate and I did the movements on myself and my headache went away. So my most favorite thing about energy work is a very efficient way to like handle any of your like physical, emotional pains and sufferings. I mean, I've saved myself a lot of money actually in doctor's visits, et cetera. And I'm sure in medication because I've used energy work and energy healing to nip it in the bud.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the most organic way to take care of yourself.
Oh, totally. And we're all energy generators. Anybody can learn to do this because you're already generating energy and swimming in a sea of energy wherever you go. And we use it in ways, we use this energy field in ways that we're not really aware of. Like, let's say you throw your energy across the room and somebody goes, oh, who's looking at me? And they turn around and then, they get this feeling like somebody is wanting me, and your energy comes and it deposits in the auric field and they go turn around like that. And then they see you, right? So we're using it all the time, but most of us don't understand that it's a technology.
Yep.
Right?
Probably a lot of people don't know about this.
Yeah, and also it's kind of almost outside of our registration because we can't see it, and humans tend to be more connected to the things that they can see.
Right.
And we more like relate, right? We more relate to, oh, this is real because I can see this, right. But the essence between two people is sort of like you can't see it, so they think it's not real, but there's something happening there for sure, 100%.
Yeah, there's the auroras, there's the positive energy you can feel from people. You know what I mean, the positive high frequency from people. You can feel that. And then you can feel the low frequency from people too.
100%. But if you knew how your body could access clean life force to heal itself faster, and you understood the science of how to channel that energy from your hand or with your thoughts, you could use that in your favor in a bazillion different other ways for healing.
I bet. So how long have you been doing this? Lani?
So I've been doing energy work and energy healing since 2003. So that's like 20, that's a long time, right? Yeah. Is that almost 20 years, 19 years or something like that, right?
Years.
Yeah. So it's a long while. And before that, I was a body worker. So I was doing like massage but working with, I mean, it's sort of partly how I discovered that there was something there, because when you have your hands on people and you're working on, I worked with repetitive strain injuries and um, and creating more space and ease in the joints. And I could actually tell and feel there was energy coming off of people when I worked on them.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I got sick, though, that I was able to find various different energy healing teachers and work it and do it on myself. And then from there, I started using it on my clients. And my people on the massage table would be like, "What's that other stuff that you do in the beginning? Can you do it again?" And so they started wanting more of that, instead of just the hands-on work, because they could tell that it was a little bit more impactful, and it kept them feeling better for longer. They didn't have to come back to me as often. So yeah, so then I moved from there to just, I could see the energy. I started to see the energy as it was leaving my hands, and I could start to see the radiance coming off of people. And then the next situation was I started to see the chakras, which are your energetic spheres that that take in clean pranic or life force and spit the dirty stuff out. And I started to see that. And then I started to hear energetically how a person's negative subconscious content is limiting their framework on the inside of their head. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So far,
Yeah.
you got energy leaving the hands.
Yes. Yeah. Would you like to, and maybe your audience would like to do a little experiment where they can feel energy moving through their hands? Would you like to do that now? I don't know if we have enough time for that.
Let's do
Are
it.
you okay? Okay, let's do it. Okay, awesome. So all I'm going to need for you to do is rub your hands together. We'll just warm up the hand chakras here.
Okay.
Okay. And just take some easy breaths. Squeeze and extend your palms. And then we're going to rotate the wrists to loosen up the joint there, because the energy is going to be flowing down the arms. And then we'll just fist with elbows bent and then extend and open. Okay. And we're just opening up the elbow chakras here. And then just light movements here with the shoulder and forward. Okay, great. Now hold your hands about 6 inches or so apart. Make sure that your armpits are not locked down, that they're a little bit open, okay? And go ahead and make sure your tongue is connected to the top of your palate, like the roof of your mouth.
Okay.
And close your eyes and visualize a ball of light in between your hands. Okay, now bring your hands a little closer together. Good. And as you're visualizing that ball of light in between your hands, just add the element of breathing. So inhale slowly and hold. And then exhale slowly through your nose. All the breathing is through your nose here. And relax at the bottom for a couple seconds. And we'll just do 2 more just like that. Inhale and hold. And exhale and hold. Now, in the last breath, see the light getting brighter and brighter and brighter. Super, super, super bright. And just do 1 more breath after that. And now with very little millimeter of movement, just a millimeter of movement, move your hands in towards each other and then out from each other, in towards each other and out from each other. Just very, very easy. And bring your awareness to the inside of your hands, not the outside like you're chasing something. Now, it's not always common that people can feel, but these days, more of us are more aware of energy. So sometimes, very often, people can feel right away. So don't be disappointed if you can't feel. Were you able to feel something, Ariel?
Yes.
What did you feel?
Just like a little, like you feel tension in the middle.
That's right. There's resistance. Bingo. You felt it. Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
But you know what? I didn't push towards, I pushed it and I'm like, okay, I'm stopping.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing is when you push towards it, it feels like there's resistance, right? Okay. Yeah, because there's something there. What you're feeling is the palm chakras, because we just energize the palm chakras. And then when you pull it apart, it feels like a little bit of like magnetism, like it's pulling you away, right? And so there's instance for you that you know how to feel energy. Now, what do you do with it, right? What is it that you do with it? Okay. And so that's my passion. I love to talk about what it is that you do with it to facilitate healing at the physical and emotional level.
Oh my goodness. So you pretty much laid out a little bit of a foundation.
Yeah, I mean, like, because if people, I mean, this is a very compelling topic for a lot of people because it's, it's kind of otherworldly. It is. It's not something that you can see. It's not common. How do you know if somebody's really doing it or are they just pretending? Oh. And so, right. And so if I give you an experiment on how to feel it for yourself, you're having a personal experience of it, and you're more likely to want to know about how to use this to heal your body. Yeah, that's what I think, right? Because here's the thing is knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And so if we keep ourselves cut off from this valuable knowledge, then we're sort of missing out. And it's okay if people aren't interested, or if they, some people think it's kind of a hocus pocus magic. Some people think that it's, spiritistic. And I just say it's scientific because it just is. Like energy just is. It doesn't have a religion. It doesn't have a race. It doesn't, energy just is. Energy. Yeah. Yeah. Just like the sun is the sun and the moon is the moon. Yeah. That's right. It doesn't belong to any people, right? Yeah.
It's the ocean.
Yeah. That's right. And this ocean of energy that we're swimming in can really carries a lot of power for us. And when we are connected to that source of power, we can access places inside us that we never thought was possible.
Right.
And so that's what I'm all about. That's why I call myself an intuitive life coach, because my specialty is in helping people to access the power within themselves and to take themselves to the next level. And I love what I do. It's extremely rewarding. And especially when I see people change and transform, knowing how this work has helped my life change and transform, it's very, very rewarding. Yeah. So Mary, I hope that I answered your question.
Not only did you answer the question, you left me speechless.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you so like that experience. I mean, who knows what will happen next as we proceed in this interview, because, there's all kinds of ways that we can use energy and it gets to be kind of fun. Yeah.
So, wow. Man, once you feel that tension, you're like, is the goal to squeeze your hands together? Can you answer that?
Okay. So the goal is just to give you the sensation that energy exists. Word. And to help you to understand that's what it feels like when you're using your hands to feel energy coming off of your body. Because you can feel energy coming off of your body if you like sort of feel this way, or you can visualize yourself and then you can look to feel for this. And you can feel for different types of frequencies. You can feel for congestion. You can feel for depressive energies. You can feel for, and then once you can feel it, and actually you don't really need to feel it to remove the dirty energy. You can actually remove it without necessarily feeling it. And that's what I specialize in helping people to learn. Yeah, because you see, if your body, okay, so what's the difference between the time that you got a cut and it took 2 weeks to heal and the time that you got a cut and it took 2 days to heal, if it's the same type of cut? Mm-hmm. Right? Your body already knows how to heal itself. So you don't have to tell your skin, make a scab. It already knows how to make a scab. But if it does not have enough access to clean life force, then healing happens slower. So let's say the difference might be that when you got cut and it took 2 days, everything was going well in your life. You're physically healthy. You weren't sick. You were happy. Your energy is like plentifully. plentiful, right? But then the other time that you got it, you're kind of, oh, things are not going that right. You're stressed. The energy field is depleted. You don't have that much energy. So your body heals slower because it doesn't have enough access to life force. And so when you give your body enough access to clean life force, then your body will speed up and do what it's supposed to do naturally very quickly, because your cells don't really want to be sick. Your cells are actually programmed for balance, and they are always, your body's constantly working out of place to get it into balance. As long as it has the energy to do so, it's going to do so, and it can do so very rapidly. Yeah. I have a cat who had diabetes. He had insulin shots day and night.
Oh man.
And then we applied healing to him twice a day for 3 months. And yes, it was twice a day for 3 months, but he recovered from the diabetes and didn't need insulin. And the vet said, this is unheard of. Cats never really recover from diabetes. Yeah. And so I have a ton of different healing stories that are that people kind of that it's amazing, right? I mean, and it's one of the reasons why I move and I talk with such confidence around this, because I know the principles and I can produce measurable results. 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely. I get it. I understand how you're so confident, because for me, I pray and I've seen things come, miracles happen. I've seen God's work. And for me, I get to bring so much confidence because I've seen it. I love him. And I can just speak it just so normally.
Yeah. So, at the top of this interview before I had offered you a chakra reading, and I know it's better to do it separately, but just in that vein, your crown chakra and heart chakra are very, very activated. So I had not actually, you have a very activated crown chakra and heart chakra. So spiritually speaking, you are connected. You have a reverence for the divine, and you move with a lot of sweetness, coming off of you, and kindness coming off of you. And the universe will respond to that. People are responsive to that kind of energy. And so that's probably a big reason for your success, Ariel.
Oh my goodness. You're making my heart pound so fast. I appreciate you. God made this for a reason. And I'm just so thankful and grateful you came on the show. You're killing it. You're just dropping so much. This is a lot. This is amazing.
Good. I'm here. I can answer any question that you guys might want to, know about or whatever, because it's a very compelling topic. Not many people are available to talk on the topic, let alone to give some instruction on it, on how to, cope with your life stuff.
Wow. I'm surprised you don't, you know what you could be a big hit at, because I go to a lot of open mics, and poetry and music and artists come up there. And if you just come up there and say what you do, or just explain, just saying, people will just be like, wow, I want to talk to you after you're off the stage. I could just see you just.
Okay. Yeah. So, I hear you. And I've had people tell me, oh my God, you could be a good podcaster. Oh my God, you'd be a great interviewer. Oh my gosh, you would be all that stuff. And so I'm working with my own content around, and when I say content, I don't mean social media content. I mean, healers need healers, and doctors need doctors, and lawyers need lawyers. And so I am in the course of working with my own content around that, and the history that I have I was raised in a, super ultra fundamentalist, almost cultish religion, and was trained to not be doing this kind of work, and that something bad would happen to me if I did. And actually, to the contrary, my life has turned out crazy, amazing, and more unimaginably spectacular than I could have even imagined. But I think that some of my emotional content that I'm working with is related to busting out and stepping onto the larger scene. So, so thank you for acknowledging that I would be good in certain things, because it's not the first time that I've heard that. And I like this platform so that we can kind of share and really encourage each other and encourage your audience.
I could just see you come on the stage. I could be the host, and I'd be like, guys, we have an energy work healing healer. If you guys ever want to hear, you want to heal yourself, this is the person you need to reach out to. Let me bring her on the stage right now. She goes by Lani. Let me bring her. It's like everybody be like, oh, energy here. Because like you said, it's like a lot of people don't know about this. So when you come up and you're like the way you're talking to me, man, you're gonna leave everybody out of that seat like, what did I just experience?
Nice. Well, okay, so let's put that on a little checkboard, right? A checklist of stuff. Note to self, chat with Ariel about like future little endeavors for
Wow.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the more people you can help, like the better it is, right? And so I'm really glad that your listeners are interested in this topic. I get all kinds of questions all the time. People ask me stuff like, so how does one become an intuitive life coach? Sometimes people ask me in more of a doubtful way, right? I've also booked people at happy hour, sitting there having a drink, eating my food and chit-chatting with people and going, what do you do? And blah, 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 and striking up a conversation. And people go, oh my gosh. And the next thing you know, I'm doing a reading. I've had people pay me at the bar
Yep.
because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know you're on your break or whatever. And this was really impactful and I want to pay you. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yep.
And so, I'm open. I'm just stay as open as possible, like you, to source and to what energy is coming through me so that I can gift whatever it is I'm supposed to be gifting to whoever is in front of me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just got to listen to the source because he is telling us what to do.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Man, love it. Love it. I want to go with the next question here. We've
Okay.
already, this has been deep and this has been amazing. So let's get with the next question here. Oh man, here we go. This next question comes from, let me read the writing here. Got the letters here. Matt Smith. Matt
Okay.
Smith. Yeah, Matt Smith from Nebraska wants to say, who has been your influence in all this energy healing? Who's been your biggest influence? Was it a teacher when you were younger? Was it?
So let's see. I'm going to start genetically because I learned only later that I do have some genetics around this. I believe that my grandfather was a Filipino sort of shaman in his own right. He did things like he knew how to use herbs for healing.
Wow.
With my mom, he would sprinkle salt around the perimeter of their property. He had other rituals that he participated in that he didn't really explain to my mom. So I kind of tend to think that that's sort of where I get it, if you want to say that there's a genetic lineage to it. I'm Hawaiian Filipino by nature, and part of our heritage with dancing hula, which I do, and I learned from when I was little, was a form of like communion with the earth, and they're called chants, and they're more serious, somber dances of reverence to fire, to the earth, to the ocean and the water and the rain. And so I was involved in that as a child and really related very deeply to it, even in terms of it being a spiritual practice for me. But when I was 10 or 11-ish, my mom started to study the Bible and became more interested in that avenue and expression of spirituality, which I still have deep respect for and profound reverence for the scriptures. But I have also since opened up my arenas to understand and appreciate all the other spiritual traditions.
Yeah.
And so, from that heritage, I think I was already like imbued with it. And then when I learned energy healing, it came from a few different teachers. Master Choa Koksui, who started the the Institute of Inner Studies in the Philippines, and he's a Chinese Filipino energy healing master. And then I studied under another teacher, and she taught theta healing through one of her senior representatives, and his name was Ken Klee. Ken Klee is actually out here in Brentwood, California. And then I took various different energy healing classes through the various different bodywork schools that I went to in Santa Barbara and in Ventura. I also traveled to India to attend a larger healing convention, and then traveled throughout the United States just connecting with various different healers and getting to know and understand what it was that they were doing. I have had like really, I mean, I don't know if I would say direct instruction, but direct experience with the Native American shamanistic traditions of chanting, and the dancing and the drumming is very much like the Hawaiian culture. Heroically though, from the standpoint of who my energy healing hero is, her name is Helena Blavatsky, and she's deceased and passed, but she, and the book that I always recommend to people to read on that is by Sylvia Cranston, Cranston, and it's a very thick book, and I think it's called The Life and Times of Helena Blavatsky. She was born with the automatic clairvoyance, so she was seeing dead people when she was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She had really high level healing powers and skills right off the bat, but she did not know what to do with them. And so the book is about her life story and how she ended up finding her teacher and traveled to India and came back and started the Theosophical movement. But one of the reasons why she's such a hero to me is because she was so skilled at using energy work, she could dismantle the atomic structure of forks and spoons and pull them through the wall. Yeah, she was super heavy duty. She could bilocate, she could make herself invisible, and these are all testimonial things that you read in the book. So all of this stuff is real. Now you have to remember, I came from a culture that said this stuff is evil and crazy and blah, 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 and doesn't exist at all. And the only reason why I'm able to understand that they exist at all is because I can feel the energy moving off of my hand. And the minute I apply a technique, my pain is gone. That is my personal experience. And there's got to be a means by which she developed those skills to bilocate or pull energy, pull forks and spoons through the wall. I mean, those things are, I think we tend to be afraid of the things that we don't understand. Mm-hmm. And because I have a sort of solid foundation of understanding the technical aspect of energy, then I'm able to understand somebody who's very, very high level like that. Now, she's my hero because I'm not quite at the space where I could actually pull a fork and a spoon through the wall. And I don't even know, I mean, I do have friends who can actually bend a metal spoon. I cannot bend a metal spoon. And It's actually more common. It wouldn't surprise me if some of your listeners are one of those people to bend metal just by like holding it, because it's kind of a common deal, but like I'm not skilled enough to do that, right? And but at the same time, I just admire that I can use whatever degree of skill that I have to help my body heal faster and to help somebody else heal faster.
Because that's what it's all about, helping each other out, helping the person behind you, paying it forward, paying it backwards.
100%. Yes, 100%. I totally believe that. Yeah. Yeah. So do you have any pain in your body right now?
I am just blown away by this conversation, yo. I'm just like, man, I just want to keep hearing you just preach it all out.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I'm telling you, what you're saying is like meant to be. What you're saying to everybody right now is just meant to be.
Yeah, I think the reasons why I'm really into meditation and mindfulness and personal involvement and development is because after I learned energy work, it wasn't just a technique for me. It was more like I was learning who I was. In other words, we tend to identify with the narratives of who we believe we are or who we think we need to be, instead of really being relaxed in a space of quiet, so we can hear and connect to the love, light, and power that we are internally. And anybody with a spiritual practice, you don't actually have to know energy to understand this to be true, but anybody with a spiritual practice would be totally raising their hand and saying, I totally agree with the fact that if I just sit quietly and I just land my focus, everything will, sort of dissipate. All the mind noise sort of dissipates. And what you're left over with is the divine essence of who you are. And if you can be in relationship to that every time you're out and about interacting with people, you wouldn't have to worry about whether someone else thinks bad of you. You wouldn't have to doubt if you're taking the right course or not. You would know that divine order is carrying you through, is bringing you to the right place at the right time all the time, that if something happens and it's not the right thing, then it's meant for you to learn from, and you are being brought to this for a larger reason. I mean, when you can really stay connected to those things, your emotionally resilience just increases by leaps and bounds. And you can basically handle so many more things in life with so much more grace and poise than if you didn't hold that space. And so that's one of the work with is I really like to get people into a place where they can be relating to themselves as love, light, and power, instead of all the ways that our minds kind of tend to relate to ourselves, because we have old traumas, right? Everybody goes through trauma. We're all moving through this human journey in which we couldn't really take care of ourselves when we were younger. And even if you had the best parents, you're not going to escape the normal human traumas that are sort of inherent in a human life. I mean, there's nobody in the world that has no trauma. Basically, if you really think about it, you tend to think the interesting thing is that the most common thing across the board when we're in our funks, when you're in your like dark places, is that you tend to think that you're alone. You tend to think that you're the only person. You don't have this realization that everybody else has suffered and is recovering from their own degree of trauma. And sometimes we can tend to think if we don't come from money, we think, well, the people who have money, they don't have trauma. But I've worked with people who have a lot of money. I've worked with people who have hardly any money. And my family fell somewhere in between. Okay, I've worked with people who have a lot of money and they have a whole nother category of trauma. And so I used to think at one point in time, they probably don't need my work. And then I started realizing, oh no, they've got their own classification of it. And so as we're moving through our relationships to ourselves based on some of these old ways that we've been taught to believe about ourselves, right? If you had a parent who said, no, I don't have time for you, go to your room, that parent was teaching you that what you had to say and what you had to share was not important. And maybe that parent was also teaching you that your ideas didn't matter. And you will make up an idea about that event and have feelings about that event. And somehow your ego will boost you up, because that's the purpose of the ego. And it will create a way for you to defend yourself against that and create a coping mechanism, right? So maybe you're the coping mechanism person who's the clown, right? My guy is the clown, right? He's super funny, so he always uses humor to deflect.
Oh, no, we did not lose her. She'll be coming back, guys. Wow, man. Thank you, God.
Your coping mechanism is, did you catch me in time? Did I freeze?
You froze.
Okay. All right. So the last thing that I said was that before I froze, because I was watching the screen, is that everybody has their own degrees of coping mechanism, right? And you're the type of person who uses humor to deflect. Or you might be the type of person who just ends up reading a book. I was the book reader. Just give me a book and I'll be fine. All that trauma is going on out there, I'll just read a book. Maybe you're the person who ended up kind of wanting to move into sports and was gone from the house and played all the time with your friends. I mean, we have all these ways in which we kind of try to cope. But what happens is that as we get older, those feelings, they don't go anywhere, right? Because feeling is energy. And when you feel something and you allow yourself to feel it, then the energy leaves. But if we shut ourselves off from the feeling, as we do when we're children, because those types of feelings can be very intense for a child. So we shut those feelings off and we bury them somewhere, and then we choose to cope to do something else. And then as an adult, we start to why are we having these problems right now? Why am I having this grief or this sadness for no apparent reason? It's because it's leftover energy stuck somewhere in the body that needs some recognition and needs some light. And when people come to me and they have this space where I hold a big space of non-judgment, no matter what you've been through, like you are always a being of love, light, and power when you are sitting in session with me. And so as a consequence, people can have the space to understand their feelings, and then it just leaves and it just dissipates from their auric field, as well as we do some, healing with my hands and such. So I hope that kind of answered a little bit of your question around the healing work, what I liked about it, what I love about it, and how rewarding it is.
I like it how you said that if that energy's been there since you were a kid, and now as you get older you're realizing why. But not only that, maybe when you're in high school too, or middle school, maybe something happened and you thought you're over it, but you're still, there's that energy still there.
Yeah, 100%. And we can often deny and fool ourselves into thinking that we already handled it.
Yeah, that we're over it, that we're okay. Like, it's
that's right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we delay it. But the thing about it is, when you delay feeling an emotion because you don't want to feel the emotion, you're going to end up feeling the emotion some other time anyways. I mean, you can avoid it, and we often do, right? Because it's not fun, it's not comfortable, it kind of hurts. It's fucking sometimes crazy, painfully uncomfortable. Sorry if I cussed on your podcast, okay, but it is
what?
Right? It's like it like there's times where it's like, wow, this is fucking totally uncomfortable, and I don't want to do this, right? And so the go-to cover for that is anger. So we often suffer conflict in our relationships because we can't talk about our vulnerable feelings, and we default to anger and blame because we push people away, and we need the distance because feeling too close means that we're going to have to face some things about ourselves, and we don't want to, right? So I also work with couples, and I've also worked with families. I've worked with children who have been bullied. I've worked with parents and children who have not been able to understand themselves and have conflict. This work is practical for everyone and everybody, if you ask me.
Okay, I love that. Okay. And you know what I like as well? That you're always learning. You're always learning from other people. Like you said, you're in India, you're in Santa Barbara, and you were just at conventions learning from other people. That is awesome. You're on Clubhouse learning from other people.
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of keep up. You have to because it's, even though energy work is sort of like a traditional, like there's a lot of like ritual that goes along with that. My teacher used to say that energy work has updates too, that there are upgrades to it, right? And upgrades to it in terms of what we learn about it, how we use it, right? And so you have to kind of be up on your mark, I guess. And so I'm always open and I'm always reading. The other school that has influenced me is called Astara, Astara, and these are the inner teachings of spirituality, the inner teachings of non-religious spirituality. So it doesn't adhere to any one religion, and you can be any religion and still receive the inner teachings. So, and if you went to astara.org, they would have the lessons on, on the website to purchase.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that info, Astara. I got, we already been on this podcast for almost 50 minutes. I got two more questions, so we'll get straight to it. My producer's looking at me with his clock. I'm ignoring him, but I do got a quick question. What movies do you like? For me, when you're talking about the spoon bending and all that type of thinking, I think of The Matrix. But
okay, The Matrix was amazing. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Stuff like that is amazing. Okay. Upload. I like Upload. It's like a series, right? Because Upload's like consciousness on a mainframe, and consciousness is my cup of tea, right?
Yep.
I do like movies that are connected to, Inception was another one.
Yep.
Yeah. Psychological thrillers and such. But my favorite movie, believe it or not, was Memoirs of a Geisha.
Hmm.
And because it was about, I don't know if you saw it, it's an old movie.
Uh-uh.
And
Oh.
and it's about the transformation of this woman who goes through horrendous trauma, and is sold into slavery and ends up being raised in a geisha house, and how she makes it through her life, and ends up transcending that, and ends up, like, I can't tell you the end if you're going to watch it, but it's extremely touching and moving. And the reason why I like movies like that, is because it really challenges you, or me, to know that there's more, right? We're never really done. Like, we're always evolving, we're
Yep.
always
Yep.
growing. And the ego wants to say, if I could just be finished with this and be done with it, then I could be happy. But in Memoirs of a Geisha, it's like she just gets one crazy thing after another. And you're like, when is she going to have some peace for herself? And in each little layer of peace that she gets for herself, it gets cumulative and more and more and more. And so I love stories like that. So yeah, but The Matrix was great. Yeah, I would love another Matrix. I also like stuff like Netflix has this thing called Top Secret UFO Cases or something like that. And that kind of stuff is also very intriguing to me. Yeah, the history and everything about that
Oh my, we're gonna do
thing too.
we're gonna do a part two,
Okay, let's do part two.
and we're gonna talk about stuff like that.
Let's do it. I'm totally down for it. Yeah,
Nice.
I can do it.
I'm all about that action.
100%.
Nice. Lani, I got one more question here. We're almost been an hour into it. I try to ask two, but the producer's getting me off of here. Let me get the next question into this. Man, oh man. You were kind of already answered that question in a way. So I'm trying to get the coolest question here. Before I pick this question, what are your favorite kind of hobbies that you like to do out there in LA? What do you like to do besides all this when you have some time for yourself? Do you like to play?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I love hiking. I love being in nature.
Where?
Anything in nature is super groovy. I also relate to the energies in the natural environment. I believe in earth spirits and earth divas. And so I have a nice affinity for that. I love yoga. But you know, in LA, the going thing, like when I'm in Santa Barbara, it's hiking, it's yoga, it's dancing. I love, love, love dancing, any kind of dancing. And have been told I'm a great dancer. So, and I can dance if you're a strong lead, I can totally follow.
That's what's up.
Anybody who's a strong lead, I'm a good follow. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do you dance?
No, but my brother is a tango dancer, and he's been and he has private tango lessons, all that. He's been
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So see, I would love to take tango. Yeah, that would be kind of up my alley for sure. 100%. And listening to music, but traveling is also my other thing. I love traveling. So yeah, I mean, energy is sort of like my focus, but it's not everything in life, right? So there are more things to life than just that field of focus. So I do try to get out, and I plan trips. This year, my goal was one trip per quarter. So last month I went to San Miguel de Allende. Have you been there yet to San Miguel?
where's that at?
Oh, that's in Mexico, and it's an artist community and a large expat community. So a lot of people there speak English, but it's just like, it's so beautiful and so quaint and cozy and fun, and music going all the time, and good food to eat, lots of vegan choices. I'm vegan.
Me too.
Oh, you are very good. Yeah, lots of vegan choices, very inexpensive place to live, and the people are crazy friendly. And they really only had a few cases of COVID. I think they only had one case of COVID, something crazy like that.
Man.
So I just went to San Miguel, and then this coming June, we're going to Spain. And then our next trip is Phoenix for a wedding. And then hopefully I'll be able to go to San Miguel at the end of the year. So yeah, travel is big on my list. If you're not doing it, anybody can do it. Just put it in your consciousness and throw it out into the universe. 100%.
You know
yeah,
what
you get out too, right, Ariel?
Yes, I do. I'm all about the nature and hiking, like you said. Colorado has lots of that stuff.
100%. You're living in like pristine beauty for sure. Yeah.
Have you been here yet?
I have not been to Colorado ever. No. So, hey, that might be a little something on my list of things to do. Yeah.
Really,
To like cruise out there.
Yeah, do that. And then when you come here, you can take tango lessons from my brother for free, okay? Because he
There
does.
you go. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
I got you on that. No lie. I want everybody right now, pull out your info, your phones, your Androids, everything, iPads, her Instagram, Lani underscore Reagan. Lani underscore Reagan, Lani underscore Reagan. Guys, blow her up on the Instagram. And while you're there, hit the link tree. Check out her links, guys, please. Thank you so much. God bless. Encourage each other. And then hit her website, dynamichealingtherapies.com. Dynamichealingtherapies.com. Boom. Guys,
Yay.
realign your energies, get on track. This is 2022. Pull up. All right, guys. Last question of the day. I got it right here. Lani, thank you so much. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast, arielent.com, 5-star review, Apple and Spotify, and the love donation links are down below. Love yourself, love the animals. And here we go. Last question. Lani, what's the cool? Oh, no, I'm not going to answer that one. How do you want the world to perceive you?
Oh, that's a good one. I want the world to perceive me as authentic and genuine, as caring and approachable, and and yeah, authentic, genuine, caring, and approachable. Those
Well,
are all very important to me. Yeah, especially for what I do, 100%. And I would say that if people are having a hard time with any particular thing that they have going on in life, that there are two things that I would say you can really put to use right now. And the first one is to remember that you're not alone, even though you feel like you are alone. Um, and that to also remember that the essence of who you are is love from the very basic, even though your history may have taught you the opposite. That by virtue of you inhaling and exhaling, you have that divine essence or spirit working through you. And that is love, and that is light, and that is intelligence, and that is all within you, and that is you. It's possible that you just forgot that at some point in time, and the suffering ends up being a lot because there's just a delayed feeling you're being called to relate to, but it is not you. And then the second thing is, anytime you realize that every single moment is a gift, even in the suffering, that you have the life energy to move through suffering and change it and transform it, that is a huge privilege. There are lots of souls that want embodiment right now, but you are the person who took embodiment. And so that you get to work with that material is such a crazy, amazing gift and privilege. And hopefully, if you can remember those things, that can help you to have some resilience and know that you're going to shift it up to another level. Yeah, because wherever you're at right now is just empowering you and enabling you to experience the equal but opposing feeling or emotion, right? Because if you're not that hungry, the meal doesn't taste that great. But if you're crazy hungry, oh my God, I am starving like Marvin. And then you eat, you're just like, oh my God, this is so good, right? And so wherever you're at right now, if you're in the depths of like crazy ass depression or whatever, if you could just hold on to the thought and know that you are being prepared to experience the equally opposite and proportionately intense degree of bliss and happiness, then that can sort of give your mind something to work with and create some space in your head. So I hope that I ended with a little bit of nice kind of advice there for your listeners, and that I get to meet some of them someday. Yeah, that would be great.
Lani, you came. You're so professional. Amazing.
Aw.
You're so professional. Thank you so much for joining me on my show. This is man, you blew me away, and I love the microphone you have on your ear. This is just
this is my bone density headphones for anybody who wants. Okay, this is crazy. These headphones, and I've gone through a crazy amount of headphones, and these are kind of spendy, but they don't go into your ear. They
oh,
go on top of here because it's vibration onto your bone. and it's the vibration that transfers the hearing. So if I'm talking, I can still hear stuff around me, and they're crazy durable and amazing. So I guess it looks cosmetically great, but it's the easiest, most efficient tool for me. For anybody out there who's like thinking about podcasting or using equipment, this is one. I can send you the link if you're interested in getting something like this, Ariel.
That's super cool. Yeah, I like it. I like
it.
Okay. Awesome. No,
all right. Well, thank you so much for having me. I so appreciate it. And I appreciate relating to your audience. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope that I get to speak with you again soon.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about, guys. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast. Lani in the building. She's about to dip out. Yo, Lani, thank you so much. I'm about to drop the outro song, and then I'll stay connected and let you know when this is dropping. Behind the scenes, guys. That's what we do behind the scenes. Ariel's Entertainment Podcast, arielent.com. I am out. Like Lani said, I am starving right now. Like, yes, she read my mind.
Go eat. Let's have dinner.
Much love, guys. I'm dropping
down.
Bye. Bye, Lani. Thank you so much.
Bye. Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That's all it is. God bless. Take care. You already know what it is. Let's go. Turn up. I ain't playing. Oh my goodness, that was dope. That was amazing. arielent.com, Ariel's Entertainment Podcast, guys. Don't forget about the merch. And don't forget to book me. And then I got the music and all that jazz. Make sure you guys rewind this and listen to it again. I'm going to listen to this nonstop again and again and again and again. All right. April 21st, Lani in the building. She just came and killed it, guys. I took so many notes. Look at all these notes I took from Lani today. It's no big deal. Available on all podcast platforms. We're talking about Spotify, iHeart, Google, Amazon, YouTube, all social media platforms. Oh, it's up to you. It's totally up to you.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, mister. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you finish out your show with people.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later, okay?
See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.